What's going on, guys? John Elder here from Codemy.com, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to install the PyQT Designer for Mac. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install the PyQT Designer for Mac. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership with all my courses, videos, and books. One-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. All right, like I said, in this video, I'm going to show you how to install the PyQT Designer for Mac. Now, in the last video, we installed this for Windows. Then somebody commented, and I realized those instructions don't work on a Mac. Completely different for a Mac. So in this video, we're going to walk through it for a Mac. At least we're going to try to. It's a little bit different. I haven't really done any Mac videos before. I have a Mac, as you can see, but I don't really use it all that often. So I had to kind of hack it into my video setup here. So hopefully it's showing up on the screen right now. I don't know. We'll see. But you can see I've got a terminal. I've got a virtual environment turned on. I've got a folder called PyQT that I've set up. And if we pip freeze, we can see I've got PyQT installed, but I don't have PyQT Designer. So in the last video, to install the PyQT Designer, we just went pip install PyQT5 Designer. And we do that on a Mac, we see error, could not find a version that satisfies that requirement. So what do? Well, we can't install it, obviously, from the terminal. We have to jump through a whole bunch of other hoops and actually install a whole other thing, Qt, not PyQT, but Qt, the original Qt, in order to use the Qt Designer for PyQT. So what we need to do is pull up a web browser and head over to qt.io/download. And you can see this is Qt. Remember, PyQT is based on Qt. It's built on Qt. Qt is more of a C type program built with C, and they've just sort of ported it to Python with PyQT, but the original version is just Qt. So we need to download and install this before we can use the PyQT Designer on our Mac. So let's come down here, and there's a section called Download for Open Source Users. Otherwise, this thing costs money, but you can get it free for open source users. So let's click on Go to Open Source, and when you do, you see open source use. You can read all about it, blah, blah, blah. Come down here to the bottom, and it says looking for Qt binaries. Yes, we are. So we want to go ahead and download. Now, you're going to need an account with these guys in order to install this thing. So you might as well sign up for one, or you can wait and do it later while we're installing it. There's a little button you can click on during the installation that will sign up an account. It's completely free. You have to then, they send you an email, and you verify, and you're good to go. So, okay, we can come down here. And it says, hey, we detected you're on a Mac, so blah, blah, blah. Scroll down again and click download. Now, you also probably need Apple's Xcode to run this thing. So head over to developer.apple.com. And well, just a second here. Let's do this first. We open this. We can open it with our disk image mounter or whatever. Just click OK. Yeah, so we need Xcode, whatever the latest version is. So if you don't have that on your Mac already, you need to get that. It's also free. Just you have to sign up as an Apple developer. So sign up for a free developer account and then come back over here to this page and click on Xcode 12, and you can read about it if you want. Doesn't really matter. You just have to download it and install it. So you can go through here and right here, download. You can go through that yourself. I'll just let you do that. It's pretty straightforward. Now, this installation for Qt, it takes a long time. At least it took me a long time, because first you download this little package, which happens very quickly, you can see. But then when you click on this thing and install it, it then has to download other things that are like a gigabyte or more. And for some reason, it just goes very, very slow. So you can see down here, our thing is a little bouncing. So I'll click on that. And blah, blah, blah. It was downloaded from the internet. Are you sure? Yeah, go ahead and open it. Like I said, it's only a gigabyte or so to download it, which should download pretty quickly. But for some reason, it took like an hour and a half for me to download it. It downloaded very slowly. So, okay, it says, please log into your Qt account. I have one because I set one up yesterday. But if you didn't, you can click here and sign up, and you can fill it out. And like I said, they'll send you an email. You verify it. Come back here, enter your credentials, and then click next. And so it's checking for licensing, fetching repositories, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we say, yes, I've read the agreement. I'm an individual person not using Qt for any company. This is not commercial. You're just using this as yourself, right? Okay, click next. Welcome to the open source setup. Click next again. Now it's preparing a meta information download. This is the thing that takes just forever to download. And you can see, oh, maybe not. Maybe it was just a weird thing yesterday. Huh. Okay, it also says you need Xcode. So if you don't have it, go to developer.apple.com. I just showed you that and download it and install that. I've already done that, so we're good to go. So do we want to help them by sending information? No, not really. So I'll disable that. Click next. Okay, where do we want to install it? Anywhere. We want the custom installation, so click next. It already exists. I've installed this previously, so I'll just say Qt2. All right. Next. Okay, so now what do we want to install? We want to install the latest version, and right now it's 6.1.0-beta 1. But you don't want to click this, right? You want to click this little caret, because then if you click this, it will download all of these things. And we don't want that. We just want the Mac version, right? So, okay, that looks good. Select that, click next. I've agreed to the terms, blah, blah, blah. Of course I have. Click next. All right, so now it's ready. It's going to take 1.2 gigabytes of disk space. And so now we install. Okay, here's the thing then that took forever. So I'm not even going to pause and wait for this to finish. I'm just going to say, this is going to take a while, right? So when it finally finishes, you can come up to the far right corner of your Mac. There's a little magnifying glass. Click that. You want to search. And we just want to search Qt. And this is Qt Creator. So we start to type in Qt. It realizes it right away. So here it is. We can double click that to open it. And here is the Qt Creator. Let me move this over. Right, so this is it. We're not actually going to use this, but this is the Qt Creator. Now that we have this, we can use the Qt Designer. We can open and run the Qt Designer. And to do that, we just come up here to File at the top of the screen, New File or Project. And now we can pick what we want. So you want to come down here to Files and Classes and click on Qt, right? Not anything else, just Qt. And then over here, you see we have the Qt Designer. We have the Qt Designer Form class, Qt Designer Form, Qt Resource File. We want Qt Designer Form. Creates a Qt Designer Form that you can add to a Qt widget project, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, let's click Choose. And when we do, this now looks just like the last video that we did with Windows, where we can select what do we want. We want a widget, we want a main window. We probably want a main window, so click OK. Continue. We can name it anything we want, call it main window. We can save it anywhere we want. I actually have my code sitting somewhere else, so I'll click choose. And you can navigate around to wherever code PyQT, that's where I want it, so I'll click that. All right, click continue. And then we come down here and click done. And you see, here we are. This is the Qt Designer, just like in the last video. I have to resize this stuff. And now it works in the same way as it did in the last video. So a little bit more convoluted, you know, you have to do a couple extra things to get it to work on a Mac, but this is how you'll do it. And now from now on, whenever you want to use this, you just go up to the search thing, search for Qt Creator, and go through these steps again to open up the Qt Designer, and you're good to go. If we head back here, you can see, oh, we're at 38%. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this because we don't really need to. Like I said, you're also going to need Xcode. So go to developer.apple.com/Xcode. Click here to download. You have to log in, I believe, with a developer. Yeah, you have to sign into Apple Developer. If you don't have an account with Apple for this, just create one. You need, I think, a cell phone to verify your identity. They send you a text message. They also send you an email to verify. And then other than that, it's completely free. And then you can download and install Xcode. You download it and install it like you would anything else, just like we did the Qt Creator just now. You download the file, click on it, it does its thing. And it's pretty self-explanatory. You probably don't need my help with that. But once you have that installed, you can install the Qt Creator, and then you can use the PyQT Designer. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Codemy.com, where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. So you pay just $49 to access all my courses, over 47 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 100,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.